Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV Wednesday night, 9 o'clock as you know, and your favourite show. Humble apologies for last week. Unfortunately, the rain just seemed to have destroyed everybody. While we were in the middle of the show, power failure. But at least we hope you managed to catch that repeat. That was of course on Friday at 2 p.m. and then again at 7 o'clock, at least at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. So yeah, as we say, unfortunately, these things happen. And I suppose it happened to a lot of clubs over the weekend. Let me introduce you to my panel this evening. Morgan Newman, how are you, Meneer?
Hi there, James. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, as always, loving the show. And the other very dignified-looking gentleman today, Mr. Danny Jones, head of amateur rugby. Hello, Danny.
Hello, JP. How are you doing?
No, not too bad. I love the suit, eh?
Yeah, JP. You know your small doesn't fit me anymore. I'm into medium now. You know.
And of course, our other esteemed guest, as always, Mr. H. Hamio.
Spring is in the air.
Spring is in the air.
Love all around.
You kom vir die weather forecast. Oh, dis hy storie vertel het. Hulle sê jy nie glo nie, né?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so a lot of club rugby action, or at least not as much as we would have hoped, but nevertheless, what it does do is it allows us to focus a little bit more on some of the clubs that did play over the weekend. We know that a lot of those games were cancelled, and of course the field conditions, absolutely shocking. Danny, what do you do in a situation like this with the games that are cancelled? I mean, the fixtures were planned in advance. Do the guys now play a week longer in the season, or do they try and squeeze in the games in the week?
Yes, definitely, JP. We would like all the games to be played before the 27th of September, weather permitting, of course.
Yeah.
We will have midweek fixtures, and some teams already would have completed the fixtures by the end of this week. But because of the postponement of fixtures, it obviously carries on to the 14th and the 21st of September.
And what would happen if some of the clubs still haven't completed the fixtures? Can they play after the 27th?
I think they could.
They could.
Nothing is impossible.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but it was, I mean, the weather, whilst it was good to have all the rain, you know, the dams are full and we can go into summer knowing that we have enough water. From a rugby perspective, quite a number of homes were filled with many people instead of being on the rugby pitches this weekend.
Mense gaan weer in 'n swembad opvol maak, né, mos dit?
Yeah. But, you know, if you look at some of the fields, it's quite amazing how it withstood all this.
Yeah, we've got some good fields out there. That was, I was speaking to Faisal Felton on your administrator at Western Province on Monday when we were just going through the results. And of course, we had to take so many of the results away because of the cancellations and postponements. And he was saying that it was surprising how many of the fields that in this shocking weather, which ordinarily would just destroy a field, he was saying how many of the fields eintlik opgehou.
Yeah, the field that we went to on Saturday, there was not a drop of water on the field, nothing. It was just unbelievable.
And why would you say is that? I mean,
well, that particular field was built on a previous dump.
Yeah, so it's got good drainage.
Yeah, everything just soaks away.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a second, which of course the young Wesleys and All Saints game, where our esteemed model, Cape Rugby TV model, went out on the weekend. You enjoy it?
Yeah, it was lovely to be down there. I mean, Mr. H and I, we weathered the storm, to say. I mean, we were out there in an umbrella standing, and yeah, it was nice to see. Quite a good turnout, in fact, you know. As soon as the rain stopped, everyone got out of their cars and rocked up and stood on the side of the field. So now it was good to be down there.
All right, listen, let's get started. We'll start off with the results in Superliga. Of course, UCT played against Durban over the weekend, 17 points to 13. Vix 47 points to 12 over Helderberg, and Marties 58 points to SK Warmers. Average result there, UCT 17-13 over Durban. Nothing spectacular there. Durban still fighting it out though to get into the Community Cup. Morgs?
Yeah, no, I think UCT would have expected to win that game. You know, they've had a really good season so far, and they still sort of in contention to win the league. Obviously now with Stellenbosch having also won over the weekend, that's not possible anymore. But yeah, I mean, Durban, they needed 5 points from the remaining 2 games to make it to the Community Cup, and that's not possible either anymore. So yeah, I mean, look, it's a good result, I think, for UCT.
So people are already congratulating Hamiltons on their win for the season.
No, well, look, it's not a foregone conclusion. Hamilton still got to go out and beat Helderberg on the weekend, and yeah, we gotta hope that you gotta hope that Durban don't get 5 points against UCT, but against Stellenbosch.
So it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, but look, I mean, we don't like to look at it like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we still
But
want to, there's lots to play for.
As I was saying last week, people are already starting to forget about the league. Mr. H, you were the one that, jy het vir my so gesê het laas week, nee, almal moet toch speel en so on, maar hierso sien ons klaar, die ouens is besig om mekaar op die rug 'n bietjie te pat en 'n hand te skud. Congratulations vir Hamiltons. Hulle is just worried dat hulle nie league gewen het nie. Hulle wil net community
Yeah,
cup
but there's
speel.
nothing they can do about it anymore. So now they focusing again on the next thing.
Yeah, but they're not sad that they didn't win the league.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Danny?
Not necessarily, JP. If you look at it, it's 1 week to go before the end of the season. So the league, I mean, the competition was there till a week before the end of the season, and I think that's quite good. We know the strength of the Marties, but UCT, Durban, and Hamilton gave them a good run for their money. If they lost against SK Warmers, it would have been totally different. I mean, Hamilton's beat them, both Marties and Victorians in 1 week. So it says that irrespective of Marties winning, and congratulations to Marties, I reckon the other clubs gave it the best shot and they came close.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, you know. My grandson told me I must go take him to practice this afternoon. And I said, well, your season is finished. He said, Pa, don't you know about pre-season training? I said, you must be crazy. Man.
So the guys are already, yeah. But I mean, we'll be out of a 2 week break, and then the guys are back into it. I mean, really, a mistake.
Yeah, that's how it happened. And then they'll break for Christmas again, and
They're back into it, you know, which gives us rugby content really all the time. I mean, we can come to the end of the season. I mean, people have already been asking, is Cape Rugby going to finish? No, we're not. We're going through, I think, to the end of November, because we've got the season to go through. Then we've got the awards to go through. We've got the emerging, and we're going to talk about the emerging Western Province team to follow. We've got the Currie Cup to follow. Then the guys start playing touch rugby, so we can follow them. And then already we can start looking at the Sotomas, who are pre-season training. So we've got an endless year of rugby. In fact, we don't have to stop broadcasting. So lots of rugby coming up, folks. So very exciting. Danny, I mean, that must be good for Province, if we're able to keep talking rugby in Western Province.
Definitely, you know, rugby is our business, but it's important to display it in the community, and obviously Cape TV has done wonderful around that, and especially this rugby show. So we're happy to get involved. I mean, when I started playing rugby, and obviously that was a few years before Mr. H, we spoke about, you know, rugby season starting in April, ending in August or September. Yeah. Now it's whole year round. The rugby season is the year.
Yeah.
So we're quite excited about that.
Yeah. And it's, of course, that off-season time, while many players are training off-season to put on extra muscle and get bigger and stronger for the season, it's the perfect opportunity for the administrators to be off-season. It's almost as if they're learning more about administration, development, empowerment, how to fill in their score sheets, I mean, all that kind of administration, Mr. H.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is also the perfect time for the union to prepare, you know, workshops and things so that the people can learn more. We're never too old to learn.
I've many times believed that guys like Bob Skinstad and so on became famous, not while they were playing, but while they were injured, because there was so much more media opportunities for them. So anyway, so we look forward to, during those November months and then possibly even further into December, catching up with administrative skills, historical figures within Western Province Rugby, club's history, as Mr. H said, a little bit of off the field pre-season, what are you doing? So there's really a lot of information we can do, even if we're not watching all these game highlights. Let's take a look at the results in Premier League A. Of course, Macassar 25-18 over Peniel Villages. Paul going down to Elsie's Raffier. Well done there to the guys from Elsie's. They must be thrilled. Paul, as we know, is not a club to take too lightly. Franschhoek 29-15 over Eerste Raffier. Strand United going down to Young People's 21-17. And in Division 1, Hamadias 20-13 over Silverleaf. In Division 2, Blue Stars 18-13 over Caledonian Roses. Young Wesley's going down to All Saints 16 points to 5. And Young Stars 17-17 draw with Masi Pumalele. Of course, Morgan was out over the weekend in the match, Young Wesley's against All Saints. Let's catch up now with the highlights in the match between Young Wesley's and All Saints. Young Wesley's All Saints looks like they certainly gave it a go. Morgs, the two teams equal? How did it go?
Yeah, it was close. I mean, you've asked Mr. H. It was the score was a low-scoring game as well, and it was tight up until I think the last 10, 15 minutes when All Saints really sort of ran away with it. But I mean, it was back to and fro. The score was 5-all, I think, or 8-3, 8-5. Sorry, for must have been 60 minutes of the game. So no, it was I think some good rugby, and you could see both teams, even under the conditions, really wanted to throw the ball around, which was nice to see.
Mr. H, we saw a couple of photographs there of you with the umbrella. Daar bekend van die veld en die hockey. Tough conditions though, but both teams still coming out.
Yeah, no, but they played well under the circumstances, and it was quite amazing when the sun came out. Suddenly there was double the amount of people.
Yeah.
Because they all got out of the cars. There's no cover there. There's no seating. There's nothing there. It's just.
Was All Saints up to the standard of what we were led to believe?
Yeah, no, they've got some good coaches there, and they do their thing quietly, and they must play one more game, I think. So they're quite happy to be in second position at the moment on the log.
Morgs, the man of the match, the captain, the coach, they seemed a little bit, kind of a little bit negative.
Yeah, look, I mean, the guys from All Saints obviously they've obviously got really high standards, and they weren't too happy with their performance on the day, even under the circumstances. But what was most surprising to me was speaking to the guys from Young Wesley's. I think the coach, I can't remember his name, but I mean, just having chatted to him with regards to training sessions this week, and the conditions that the guys are living under at the moment. I mean, the guys had to decide between coming to training on a Monday evening or going and using buckets to go and get water out of their houses. So it was a really tough week for him in terms of trying to get players down to the field. But yeah, it was good to see, and he said to me that he was less worried about the performance and more worried about just sort of the building, making sure that the building blocks are there for next year. So they're looking forward to the new competition, I think.
So really, it seems to me that it's a scenario of many people don't understand the concept of development, and yet we've got a lot of people playing rugby out there. They love the sport, they want to play rugby, and we have some of the top dogs out there claiming and putting tick marks next to how life has changed for the better of everybody. But there's people at home there that are washed out, flooded, having to empty their houses with buckets of water, probably squeezing water out of their cushions and mattresses. Their shoes are wet and so on. Those are extremely tough conditions to live in.
Yeah, I mean, you showed me photographs incidentally, and it was unbelievable to see. It's something that you wouldn't imagine in your wildest dreams. So, I mean, it's just to get to the fact that he could field 15 guys and play the quality of rugby that they did, and was unbelievable to see. And Mr. H and I, we had a meal there afterwards, and we sat chatting to the women in the what do you want to call it, changing room?
As Mr. H tends to do, yeah. But
but it was.
It's not digress. I mean,
you're right. I mean, it's just the circumstances and the conditions these guys are living in is unbelievable.
Did you have a sense of? Was there a sense of pride though amongst the players? Did they have a sense that they're going to be on TV? That life is a little bit better even in this terrible weather?
Yeah, look, I mean, I tell you, Jefferson must have had a busy weekend. When I had an interview with him, because he was the Evox man of the match, and just doing an interview with him, as soon as he came up and grabbed that check, I mean, the people, you can't see it on the shots, but yes, the people behind the camera were going crazy. He was the local hero for I think he's going to be the local hero for the next 2 years, I think.
Danny, this really is a point in case of how, maybe rugby, the union, you can't be fixing people's drainage and housing conditions, and you certainly can't change the weather. But the sport of rugby really goes to show, and then giving it exposure, and it really goes to show the kind of where people's hearts are and what it is that still puts a smile on their face at the end of the day after a terrible day.
No, definitely, JP. I think that people play sport for various reasons, and I think one of the pluses of sport is the fact that you can forget about things happening. If you look at that was the union's viewpoint around Manenberg too. We heard about and we saw the shootings taking place there, yet we, in consultation with the referees, and that we felt that the game in Manenberg should go on because it offers some community members some hope that things are different and you can go play out there on a weekend and enjoy your sport. And so Manenberg Rangers did quite well that weekend. And similarly this weekend with the rain and all those things, you find that people are still on the sport fields playing because they believe that sport does add a smile to your face. And also that, this whole healthy lifestyle. You don't need to have money to enjoy life and enjoy sport.
That's that's the thing. That thing there, you've just hit the nail on the head. That's what it's all about. It's about the sport, and it's not about the money. You don't have to have the money to enjoy your sport, and you don't have to have the money to enjoy your life. Certainly, what we're starting to see is that more and more we're starting to see that you're starting to enjoy life because you're sharing moments with your family. You're sharing that sense of well-being, as you say. You're sharing that sense of community. And this is something that very few other, the money space can't deliver that. It happens at ground level. Without that, I don't know, Mr. H, your input on that?
Yeah, no, like Morgan said, despite the circumstances in the area, for that afternoon, those people all forgot about their terrible circumstances.
Yeah.
They were happy, they were shouting, and maybe not happy with the result in the end of their team, but they were happy to be there, and they go back home. And for that time period, all those problems is left behind.
And I mean, I know that they're a little bit behind Masipumalele, but I can absolutely guarantee you that All Saints will still be playing for those league trophy.
Yeah,
because they're not playing. They're not playing for the Community Cup or for the Varsity Cup. There's nothing to stop them to play for pride. Money or no money, they're playing for the Western Province Division 2 trophy. Anyway, folks, we're going to take an ad break. And when we come back, we're going to catch up with the captain and coaches of All Saints and Young Wesley's. And then, of course, the Evox Advanced Nutrition Man of the Match coming up in a sec. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Stay healthy today, manage your diet. Evox Advanced Nutrition considers this the #1 priority. Evox 5XL meal replacement has a fantastic balance of proteins and carbohydrates. The Evox Lean Pro Diet Shake helps you limit your calorie intake when looking to lose weight. Or Evox Rapid Recovery, perfect for exercise recovery. Want a shake on the go? Try the Evox Ready to Drink. Eat well, stay healthy, live well, live Evox. Available at the leading pharmacy near you. Evox Advanced Nutrition, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers.
Get so much more for so much less at Tata Wistenburg. Like the new Indigo Manza from only $18.99 per month with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, 3 years unlimited roadside assistance and a 4-year 100,000 kilometer service plan. The Indigo Manza is as easy on the eyes as it is dominant on the roads. To find out more, SMS the word Manza to 32010 and one of our service consultants will be in touch. Terms and conditions apply.
Tata is a good buy for sure.
So yeah, it's all happening here at Cape Rugby TV, and it's been an exciting week, I must say, and it's been an interesting week, just focusing on less games. But there's of course going to be quite a few more results. I mean, Imikawi losing, at least beating Peninsula, they'll be very happy with that result in Division 3. And the Paarl region, Allendale 46-7 over Windmill United. Mr. H, before we go to the captains and coaches at Young Wesley's, the competition in the Paarl region, how much of a struggle is it there now? I mean, they're getting to the end of the league, but again, they don't play to get into I mean, they're just playing to win the Paarl region league,
the
right?
bragging rights.
The bragging rights.
That's all that it is.
Danny, will there be? Sorry, yes.
No, I'm saying Lower Paarl, Vineyards, they all, it fluctuate, but Lower Paarl looks like the one who's.
Yeah. Danny, I know we're a distance away from the finalization of the new tournament structure for next year. But can you give us any input in terms of the Paarl region? Do they play in their own league, or will they form part of the sort of new structure?
We'll have status quo with regard to the Paarl region. They'll play as the Paarl region.
They'll play as the Paarl region.
But what we intend to do is to the teams ending 1, 2, and 3 in the Paarl region to play them against teams in the other championships or
so they
Premier
get
League,
into like a
whatever
playoff
score.
scenario,
just
kind
something like that,
like
so
a
that
top
they can,
4.
Not necessarily, but they could measure just games where they could measure their strength.
Okay.
Because remember, the Paarl region is not about strength of their rugby, but more about travelling costs,
Yes.
proximity to team towards team. So, and some teams obviously feel that it's best for them to play in the Paarl region from an economic point of view.
Is that one of the kind of the cornerstones of in terms of next year's format when you're looking at that how the format is structured? Is that one of the things that you're considering is how far clubs are away from each other, the travelling aspect? I mean, there must be what we have seen is that historically it's been very difficult for teams who are on one side of the mountain to travel all the way to the other side of the mountain. They don't get the supporters.
Look, it's still work in progress, but I do think it would be one of the criteria, that we will use in the regions. Is to try and consolidate matters around transport and
so there's
costs.
a little bit of thinking along the lines of districts, like kind of suburbs or.
It could be.
Could be, yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we don't have too much travelling. It's going to be very interesting, folks, to see how it all pans out. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll bring you more information about the new tournament structures. We'll just wait, I think, for all of the clubs to give their input, and then we'll get to the heart of how this tournament's going to work next year. And it sounds to me so far that everybody's very positive about this new competition structure. And maybe if not the format just yet, but so why then are we excited about the new structure? Possibly the excitement is just that it's something new, it's different, and that in itself might be exciting. And of course the fact that we'll have TV coverage around this new format. So a lot to look forward to there. And we're just looking now for the smaller details in that. Anyway, as we promised, the captain and coach, we'll catch up first with the losing captain and coach of Young Wesley's, Enrico Vian and Moses Matrus. Morgan had a chat with the boys.
It was a tight contest, and I'm standing with a rather disappointed coach of Young Wesley's, Moses. Moses, your opinion on your team's performance today?
Man, ek is net tevrede met hulle performance. Hulle was baie nice, baie discipline. Die referee was uitstekend, ek moet dit baie sê. En dan van die manne sterkte vorentoe is het 'n swak jaar hierdie jaar. Maar ek dink vir die laaste game, ek het die manne gesê geniet die game. En ek dink hulle geniet. Die verloor was nie ons belangrik vandag gewees nie.
En sien hulle uit na volgende jaar?
Ons sien verskriklik uit na volgende jaar. Ons beplan reeds volgende jaar se dinge omdat ons hierdie jaar 'n swak jaar gehad het. Gaan ons maar deur die motions om hierdie jaar klaar te maak om volgende jaar se afseisoen oefeninge in gang te kry.
En kan jy baie positiewe aspekte vorentoe vat na volgende jaar?
Ja, verskriklik baie. Ons het 'n naseisoense oefenprogram wat ons gaan doen op die Navy Camp in Simonstad. En dan ook ons kry nog heel wat spelers by. En dan van ons manne wat beseer is, sal ook natuurlik volgende jaar reg wees. Ek dink ons het vir al sens waardevolle geld gegee want in die eerste ronde het hulle ons 'n groot pakke gegee. En ek dink hulle was heel wat verras hier vir vandag gewees.
I'm standing now with Enrico from Young Wesley's, the captain of Young Wesley's. He really led from the front today. Enrico, disappointed with the result?
Yeah, we are disappointed. But what do you think? All Saints was a better performance in the front four. And I just want to give them the best of luck forward in the future. And to my guys, we must just make it right on the practice field again.
And you can take lots of positive going to the last game of the season?
Yeah, we can. We do have a new combination in the tight 4, in the tight 5 actually in the front. And we got young players coming through as well from the junior levels. And we're just looking forward for the new season.
Welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. Yes, of course, Enrico Vian there, Moses Matrus, not looking too happy, but I suppose there's got to be a loser on the day. Of course, the captain and coach there of Young Wesley's. And of course, we managed to catch up also with the winning captain, Nolan Fisher and Denzel Davids. And even though they're winning, they're still not thrilled about the result. Let's see what the boys have to say.
All right, folks, I'm standing here with a very happy captain of All Saints, Nolan Fisher. Nolan, happy with your team's performance?
Well, it went a bit hard in the first half, but we came back in the second half and we pulled it through. So yeah, I'm happy for the team performance in the last 30 to 20 minutes.
And extremely tough conditions with the rain?
Yes, very tough. It's always, Wesley's is also a very tough side to play against here. And we thought that it's going to be a bit wet, but unfortunately, it was the condition was very better than we thought.
And you're looking forward to next season?
Yes, and we hope that, yeah, I think we actually we are in the second place now. This win was a very, we must get this win so that we can end second in this league.
All right, folks, I'm standing here with Denzel Davids, a very chuffed All Saints coach. Coach, happy with your team's performance today?
It was not that satisfying, but at the end of the day, the main thing that we played for, we need to win this game, and I'm very glad about that. But we need to work on our performance, really.
Any standout performance today?
Yeah, some of my backs, but the guy that really stood up for me in the game was Jefferson Peterson. Jefferson, that was my number 13.
And lots of positives to take through into next year?
Yes, yeah. I think we did well during the season, and that's why we are second on the log. But on the day's performance, it wasn't that good. But the most important, as I said, we need to win this game, and we did so.
And the conditions are really tough in the rain?
No, it wasn't that tough, especially the playing surface. It really surprised me. But my players did not play according to our plan. And the guy that implement most of this of our tactical stuff, it's Warren Walters. Really, we are not that satisfied. I can tell you, but glad for the win.
But lots to look forward to going into the last game.
Yes. Yeah. We to be very satisfied in certain aspects, but as you said, there were some positives, and we need to keep that.
So Nolan Fisher and Denzel Davids talking there about the results at All Saints, and clearly the standards there are still high. Still they're looking for a better result on the stage, but they shouldn't really be unhappy.
No, but Denzel, you know, he's known as a tough taskmaster. He's never satisfied with what happened here.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to play for him, you know. The coach is never satisfied with anything.
Yeah, well, maybe that's that little concept of tough love. I don't know, Danny. You are both of you actually school teachers. Do you believe a coach should have tough love?
At times, yes, and at times, no. I think you need to understand people's personalities because you can't treat everyone the same.
Yeah.
And so you need to understand what makes each one tick, and that collective understanding obviously would enhance your team.
Yeah. No, I totally buy that. Everybody responds differently. Some people respond to carrot, and other people respond to the stick,
Yeah.
so to speak. So you got to pick your opportunities. We're, of course, talking about picking opportunities, and yet another player who's got a fantastic opportunity in the world of club rugby, courtesy of Evox Advanced Nutrition, and walking away with R1,000 was Jefferson Peterson. Jefferson played his guts out in the rain and clearly had a lot of fun as well. Morgan managed to catch up with Jefferson Peterson, the man of the match on the day. Let's see what the boys have to say.
Right, folks, I'm standing with the Evox man of the match, the man of the moment, in fact. He's awfully well liked here in Philippi. And Jeffrey, you happy with your performance today?
Yes, I could have done better, but I did my best. But next time I'll do my better.
They say dynamite comes in small packages. You clearly led from the front today.
Yes, don't judge the book by the cover.
And you looking forward to the last game of the season?
Yes, the guys must just come practice because the guys don't like to practice, but to all saints, just keep the fire burning.
Right, folks, I'm now going to call on Andre Peterson to hand over our Evox man of the match to Jefferson. Andre, you've clearly got quite a bit of support here at Young Wesley's Philippi. You happy with the team's performance today?
No, I'm not happy with the team's performance today, but for me, it's must just come to the rugby field and come practice, and there's noch another game that we must play, and then put on the best performance on that day.
And Jefferson was really a thorn in your team side today.
Yes, I did see that.
You think Jefferson's definitely a star for the future?
Yes, I think he's a very good player.
All right, cool. Once again, folks, there you have it, all the way down here from Philippi. Jefferson, our Evox man of the match.
Jefferson Peterson, 1,000 Rand, courtesy of Evox Advanced Nutrition. Evox Advanced Nutrition, of course, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. So if you want to win for yourself a Evox Advanced Nutrition hamper, as used by Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers, and that Synergy Whey protein. Let me get it out quickly for you. If you want to win yourself this prized possession, this is the product, and scientific research proves double the dosage of protein helps you not lose muscle. Scientific research. That is proven fact. You need to take protein. You need to take lots of protein, and that way you don't lose muscle. You actually start to gain muscle. Well, anyway, we'll give you an opportunity to win for yourself the Synergy Whey protein in a second or so. We'll take an ad break. We'll be back with you in a moment.
Stay healthy today. Manage your diet. Evox Advanced Nutrition considers this the #1 priority. Evox 5XL meal replacement has a fantastic balance of proteins and carbohydrates. The Evox Lean Pro Diet Shake helps you limit your calorie intake when looking to lose weight. Or Evox Rapid Recovery, perfect for exercise recovery. Want a shake on the go? Try the Evox Ready to Drink. Eat well, stay healthy, live well, live Evox. Available at the leading pharmacy near you. Evox Advanced Nutrition, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers.
Get so much more for so much less at Tata Wistenburg. Like the new Indigo Manza from only $1,899 per month with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, 3 years unlimited roadside assistance, and a 4-year 100,000 kilometer service plan. The Indigo Manza is as easy on the eyes as it is dominant on the roads. To find out more, SMS the word Manza to 32010 and one of our service consultants will be in touch. Terms and conditions apply.
Tata is a good buy for sure.
Welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. So, you want to win yourself, before we go to the Evox competition, Cape Rugby TV t-shirt. There you go. Cape Rugby TV t-shirt. And, of course, a Lexar flash drive, as used by all the professional rugby photographers that you quite often see on this side of the field. Let's see if you can spot the ball, all right? So you win yourself the t-shirt and you spot the ball. Remember, the Spot the Ball competition is flighted on Facebook after the show. We've posted up there for you. Terms and conditions do apply. So let's have a look there. It is either in grid A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, or C3. So the question is, where do you think the ball is? Right, folks, you can win yourself that Cape Rugby TV t-shirt as well as a Lexar flash drive. All you need to do is put yourself in the mix to do so by telling us on Facebook where the ball is. All right, so you'll see that photograph on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. And give it a go, and we'll select one lucky winner there for a Cape Rugby TV t-shirt and a Lexar flash drive. Let's take a look at the logs. Super League A, Marty's firmly on top at the moment, and of course Hamilton's in second place. Durban, UCT, Vix, and SK Warmers. And well, as we said earlier on, it's not cut and dry. There's still a couple of games to play there for Durban and Hamilton's. Hamilton's have played 13, but it does look like it is almost a foregone conclusion. 64 points. Durban are behind them. Also played 17 games, 61 points. So unless Hamilton's lose over the weekend and Durban pick up 5 points, it does look like Hamilton's will be going to the Community Cup, while Marty's will be off to the Varsity Cup. And then it's just a question of the wild card. Who would come in as the wild card? One of the previously disadvantaged teams. Danny, does Western Province Rugby have any influence on who the wild card team is?
Well, we have to make a recommendation to SARU, and SARU would then do the honors of choosing the wild card. But I would say that the teams, they have the say. Where you're on the log, that determines who goes through.
Yeah.
We all know it won't be SK Warmers.
SK Warmers had their shot. Tigerbergs also had lots of chances.
No, they
I mean, they've played in the SA Club Champs a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know if does that count.
SK Warmers also played in the SA Club Champs. No, it doesn't count because the Community Cup as a competition.
Yeah.
So it started last year.
So it's fresh.
It's fresh, yeah,
Fresh.
definitely.
And so it's really between Tygerberg and Belhar.
And Belleville.
Oh, of course, and Belleville, yeah. I mean, Helderberg's not a previously disadvantaged club,
No,
so
they're
that we
not.
take them out the picture. Vix is not they're a university, and so is UCT. And Durbell, well, they didn't win it, so they can't be. And, well, I suppose Durbell could come in as a wild card if they were a previously disadvantaged club.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're certainly not.
Not to our
Not a
knowledge.
jot.
Yeah.
Not a jot, so to say. Let's take a look now at the result, the logs in Super League B. Falsbad at the top with UWC and Primrose. In Premier League A, Solarians and Collegians. Now, Collegians are going to be up against Rangers towards the end of the year, and we'll be looking forward to that match. But Solarians certainly dominating in Premier League A. In Premier League B, Milnerton Young Peoples and Franschhoek, while in Division 1, Violet Silverleaf Lagunya. Division 2 sees Masipumalele and All Saints dominating the first and second place. And of course, this weekend, folks, this is the league we'll be taking a look at. Masipumalele up against Blue Jets. We'll take a look at the fixtures in a second. But look at these log points here. Masipumalele have been doing fantastic. And there you see them. They are right at the top there. Blue Jets are going to be scrambling for pride. They're going to, if nothing else, just try and knock Masipumalele down a peg or two. So it really is a question of pride. And we'll be out there in Noordhoek over the weekend as Masipumalele take on Blue Jets. So get down there. This is the game to go to. We will see you in Noordhoek. All right. Hopefully the weather holds up and we're going to have another fantastic rugby opportunity there. There's a club that I think that certainly deserves it. Solarians out there, they deserved it. We've been to so many clubs that have deserved it. Masipumalele, 17 games. At one stage, they had 100% strike rate. They played 17, they won 15, they got 72 points. So we'll be out there, Masipumalele and Blue Jets. We're not saying if we're going to support anybody, but we're going to go out there. All right, then in Division 3, Strand Pioneers and Young Ideas. And of course, in Division 3, the Strand Pioneers, we were out there as well. And look at them, sitting at the top there. Haven't they done a fantastic job? While in Division 4, Kailicha and Police, and in the Paarl region, Lower Paarl and Allendale are at the top. And the Farm League, Lamott, Fora, and the Pumas. So of course, coming up after the break, we'll give you an opportunity to win that Evox Synergy Whey Protein. We'll be back with you in a sec.
Stay healthy today, manage your diet. Evox Advanced Nutrition considers this the #1 priority. Evox 5XL meal replacement has a fantastic balance of proteins and carbohydrates. The Evox Lean Pro Diet Shake helps you limit your calorie intake when looking to lose weight. Or Evox Rapid Recovery, perfect for exercise recovery. Want a shake on the go? Try the Evox Ready to Drink. Eat well, stay healthy, live well, live Evox. Available at the leading pharmacy near you. Evox Advanced Nutrition, the official sports nutrition supplier to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers.
Get so much more for so much less at Tata Westenberg. Like the new Indigo Manza from only $18.99 per month with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, 3 years unlimited roadside assistance and a 4-year 100,000 kilometer service plan. The Indigo Manza is as easy on the eyes as it is dominant on the roads. To find out more, SMS the word Manza to 32010 and one of our service consultants will be in touch. Terms and conditions apply.
Tata is a good buy for sure.
Right, folks, as we promised, Evox Advanced Nutrition, of course, offering opportunity to win for yourself that Synergy Whey Protein Hamper, 33280. Have you got your cell phones handy? 33280. This is what you can win for yourself. It's the Synergy Whey Protein. It's a 2.2 kilogram. And I think, of course, you can choose what flavor it is you want. So, scientific research proves. Forget what the dietitians said. The dietitian story we now find out is nonsense. What the nutritionists have been saying we now find out is nonsense. Now the scientists are telling us that the clinical studies are showing evidence that the more protein you take above the recommended daily allowance actually helps you save muscle and increase muscle weight. So much for all those dietitians and their policies that they've been writing, like banana and yogurt is going to help you grow. Yeah, right. Banana and biltong. Okay, so you want to win yourself the Synergy Whey Protein, and for your club, remember, as we said, the hamper goes to a club. All right, and we want to know which club you're giving it to. All right, you get the water bottle tray, and you get for yourself a Shaker 600, courtesy of Evox Advanced Nutrition. I'm sure it'll fit in there. Okay, so 33280. There you go. SMS your name and answer to 33280. Congratulations to last week's winner, Mark Culp. Mark Culp wins for himself a Synergy Whey Protein hamper, as well as the water bottle tray, and of course that Shaker 600. Right, the Daza amateur squad has been released lately, but now, of course, it's not the Dizers anymore. Danny, is it still called the Dizers?
No, the Dizers are still the
Dizers are still the Dizers.
It's the Western Province amateur team. It's now been called the Western Province emerging.
So they're now the emerging team. Why are they now called the emerging team?
Firstly, you know, we got a statute of limitation on the age. We believe we need to choose players under the age of 25. And also part of our program to get more club players into the professional component at Vodacom. We believe that these players will emerge.
Yeah.
Amateur has a connotation attached to it that you're playing the game. I mean, in the
Casually,
purest
like
form.
You've got no future.
Yeah, in the purest form,
man.
amateur was about playing the game for its true sense of playing the game. Now it's deemed as if you're playing it just because you don't want to make money out of it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we believe that calling the emerging team would actually be far more beneficial, both to the team and to the players around them being in the team.
So what does that mean for the Dizers? What are they now?
No, the Dizers are still the Dizers because, you know, the Dizers...
But what is the difference? I mean, for the people out there, tell us, what is the difference between the Dizer and the emerging team?
The emerging team is selected from Super League A and Super League B teams, and the Dizers is from Premier A right down to the regions.
Okay, so it's as simple as that. It's a league.
Yeah.
It's a league difference.
Yeah.
All right. So the Dizer team, do they have the opportunity to come into the amateur team?
No, not at the moment. We believe that at this particular point in time, it's easier to identify great Dizer players and bring him into the project of club to Vodacom than maybe putting them into the amateur team.
Okay.
So whilst the two one is called a sub-union competition and the other one is called a regional competition, we just believe that we can achieve both goals by creating an opportunity for clubs and players in the lower divisions to qualify and represent their province, and also in the higher divisions. But the quality players in both we'll be able to bring part of Jerome's Parvata's high performance club program.
Yeah. Let's have a look there at the emerging team. Of course, quite a wide spread there of different clubs: Durban, Belleville, SK Woomers, Marties, Falsebay, Hammies, UWC, Helderberg, Hammies again, Belleville, UWC, Goodwood, Tigerberg, Falsebay, Hamiltons, Vix, Durban, Helderberg. Danny, are you happy with the spread of players? You've got.
We're happy with the spread.
There's quite a wide variety here.
It is, JP. You know, part of the selection criteria we believe that is that there's a limited amount of players that clubs can nominate, and so it's more to spread the opportunities. That's the most important thing, because you could find that the emerging team could be a team out of UCT or Hamilton's. And that doesn't necessarily serve the purpose of what Western Province would want to present out there.
Yeah. So just on this note, I mean, if I glance through the names, a lot of these players do come from previously disadvantaged clubs. There's quite a couple of guys who are from Belhar, Vix, Tigerberg. Before we, so that is our emerging team. And we're gonna catch up on some of what the emerging team is doing. But one of the statements we haven't had a chance to talk about, and I'm glad that both of you are here, is the SA Rugby and the quota system. The quota system in the Vodacom squad now is really Western Province got the most depth in terms of development. How's this going to affect Western Province and the decision-making process?
Look, it won't affect us, JP, because we have sufficient players, and our teams have always been a representative of communities. And so we're quite comfortable with those targets, because we believe it's targets. The problem that we had is that, or in South African rugby, is that when the targets were removed and it was left up to provinces to develop, we found that targets set 4 or 5 years ago were not met.
Yeah, you mean the targets, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say quotas, because quotas has a negative connotation that players of colours are then deemed as quota players. And so
Well, do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that next year we're going to have a team sheet being read out on TV where people are going to go, right, let's look at the team here, position number 1, so and so and so, and then they're going to go, let's see, where's our 7 quota players? Do you think it's going to go into that list? Hang on, where are our 7 quota players? Look, here we go. Brian Abana, Gio Aplon, John de Jong. I mean, Is it going to get to that?
We believe players are players, but it's very important that teams are representative, and not just from one community as such. So that's important for us. And sport in particular, and rugby, it's about creating opportunities.
I mean, is there really a guy who's just behind the scenes at SA Rugby and he watches TV and he goes, "Wag nou 'n bietjie, ek moet net gou hierso kyk, ja, right. Quota nummer speler number 1, ja, sê hierso. Nou, nummer 2 is jy hierso. Ja, okay mense, ons right. Ons het 7 spelers, quota spelers on game kan maar aangaan." Mr. Is there really, I mean, is that what they're doing? Is that what
No, but Saru asked you at the end of the season to report back on your transformation targets. Yeah.
Okay.
So then you can't fool him because they have the sheets, and so
Well, let
you
me
must just
tell you.
decide now, is JP or D?
Yeah, okay. Is ek nou 'n kleerlingman of 'n wit man of 'n swart man? How do you work out what is a quota player?
Look, JP, I think it has to do with look, we can't deny South Africans that our past, we still carry our past with us. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And that many people, based on color, were restricted from reaching their true potential and representing the country. So, as you know, I don't want to sound...
Is a quota player someone that is previously disadvantaged?
A quota player is deemed, no, let's put it, that's why I don't like the term quota.
Yeah.
I would rather say that teams must be representative of players coming from various communities. And in that we are saying there must be players of color.
Right.
South African society does not, let me just finish there. South African society does not reflect only one, we're diverse, and therefore we need to respect the diversity. So we can't deny also that in certain parts of the country that some people are not necessarily given the recognition for their potential and for their talent. And so one way of it's about redress. I mean, the Constitution is very clear that the only time you can have some form of I wouldn't say favoritism, but I would say some form of trying to rectify what has happened is then the issue around creating opportunities. So
Well,
in this case, it's about, we must see it as creating opportunities, because you do find when the Springbok team runs out on the field, a number of communities are still looking at what is the makeup of the team.
No, well, absolutely.
You
But I
can't
mean,
deny that.
they were watching a TV team. We're watching a TV team that's got absolutely nothing to do with the reality of South Africa. What we see on TV doesn't connect at all to the population of this country. People don't get that either. They think that what we see on the Springbok team is a representation of what happens in the rest of the country. A lot of people are wondering, where does JP Naudé stand on this issue? Well, as far as I'm concerned, and it's funny that all of a sudden politics does play a role in rugby again, and some coaches might leave certain unions because politics plays an influence. Well, wake up to the reality of the fact that politics needs to get involved in certain cases. People ask me, a lot of people have said, oh, don't like the quota system. Well, quite frankly, if you're asking me, do I like the quota system? I think it's long overdue. And what it does do is it's going to force so many coaches to get off their backsides and go and help the clubs out there develop even more players. So it shouldn't be something to be afraid of. And so what if the other unions take some of our players? You know what it means? We'll just have even more players coming through the ranks.
There's just one thing, and it happened in the early 90s when this was introduced. I was then involved at Crayon Week level, and we were told that you must have 5 players of color in your team.
Yeah.
And you know, every year, we only look for 5 players, and then we're happy, and then we walk on.
No,
and the more you argue about it, and you say, guys, that's not what it's meant.
Yes.
Don't stop at 5. You're supposed, if it's 10 or 15, it doesn't matter. And I'm sure that now it's going to happen again.
Well,
7 is going to be the magical number. If we have 7, we're happy. That 8th one and the 9th one is never going to come.
I'm pretty sure that our administrators can't be that stupid, because you know what's going to happen then? They're going to come with a rule next note and say, right, we'll take 7, we'll now make it 9. Right, we take 9, you can't do 9, we'll make it 12. Okay, fine, we'll make it 15. You fill the whole field of team of 15 then. As you'll never laced in it. Because this has been the problem, is that coaches didn't get off their backsides in the years gone by. They ignored it. They didn't get the stick. They should have got the stick a long time ago. Now they're going to be forced to go down, to go and pay attention on community level. Because I think that, Danny, to go back to what you said, it is about giving development opportunity at ground level.
Definitely. No, and my view on this, JP, is it's important. You know, besides sport plays a big role in social cohesion. getting people to accept the country emblems and each other and its diversity. So it's important that we need to have access routes for people playing the sport. And it's important for us to as administrators also to keep those gates open.
Okay, well, it's going to be up to you guys to keep the gates open. Hopefully, you can keep the floodgates closed over this weekend with the rain, that we have no rain, because we've got a lot of fixtures coming up over the weekend. Let's quickly take a look at one of those fixtures. And, of course, you don't have to worry about this team putting on quota players, because you can be sure that they're going to have enough quota players because they come from the community. Okay, so Elsie Rafir, they sent us a little, Anson and Paul sent us a little image, and this is the kind of thing that we want from all the clubs out there. Send us your little adverts. Elsie Rafir, and you see it on the screen right now, has got a rugby family day. They've got youth rugby from under 16 Elsie's versus the Elkanah House in Tableview. Then senior rugby, Elsie's take on St. George's, the Lulu boys. The under 20s, the third team, the seconds, and of course then the first team at 3:30. Come early and enjoy your last matches for the 2013 rugby season. Elsie's Park is the place to be. What a fantastic image there. Beer garden, vors, rolletjies, potjie kos, hamburgers, roti and curry fish and chips. So yes, a lot of activity there.
You see the scarp is not there.
Yeah,
Because we're not there.
No, there's no scarf there right now. Absolutely. Okay, let's look at the fixtures over the weekend. It's Belhar against SK Women's. Helderberg take on Hamilton's. Kalsrivier, Brackenfell, Hands on Hearts, Primrose, Falls Bay, Villagers. And then in the Premier League, Elsie, St. George's, Silurians, Kraaifontein, Macassar, Rangers, Collegians, Peniel Villages, Scottsdene, and Paul. While in Premier League B, Van der Stel and Langa, Young Peoples and Silvertree, Franschhoek, Strand United, Strand, Manenberg Rangers, Eerste Rivier, and Milnerton. Division 1 sees Violets take on Silverleaf, Stelco, Laguna, Northerns, Atlantis, Wraithby, Boyland, Mark Busy Bees, Rocklands, and Hamadias. Division 2 is Gardens Tech against Kylemore, Botssonia, Blue Stars, Masi Pumelele take on Blue Jets. Right, Morgs, you were instrumental in helping choose this game. You think this is going to be the game of the weekend, Masi Pumelele and Blue Jets?
Yeah, well, Craig Sill from Masi Pumelele reckons it's going to be a massive turnout, and reckons that it's one of the last game of the season, and he reckons that they can turn it around after their 17-all draw, so it'll be a good game to go down to.
Think Blue Jets will turn it on the day?
Yeah, I think Blue Jets are going to come there with a point to prove, but Masi Pumelele want in and I think.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they've had a great season. Let's look at the fixtures now in Division 3, where, of course, we see Peninsula up against Retreat, Klitsville, Perseverance, Stampioneers, Imikawi, Whistling Wheels, Temperance, Young Ideas, Richmond Rangers. While in the Paarl region, it's Young Standards, Albion, Sparrow United, take on Allendale. Young Gardens are up against Vintnell United, Violets, Lower Paarl, Vineyards, Riverstone, Simondium, and the Paarl Rangers, of course. Right, folks, Leisure Hotels, of course, one of your official suppliers to Cape Rugby TV. And if you want to win for yourself a night's accommodation, then next week, all you need to do is keep your cell phones handy. Let's take a look here at last week's winner. Congratulations to Athol Chotia. Athol wins a night's accommodation, bed and breakfast at the Strand Towers. Right, folks, apart from the fact that, of course, it is us at Masi Pumelele against Blue Jets over the weekend, it is also, of course, Western Province on Saturday, kicking off at 7 o'clock at Newlands. So you can get down there as they take on the Sharks. It's going to be a tough game, but it's going to be very exciting. Morg Saturday sees you guys in action against?
We're against Helderberg, the last one of the season, so we're looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to it? Do you think you're going to take it?
I'm quite confident, James.
They're at the bottom of the log. You never know what might happen on the day.
Yeah, you have given us the commentator's curse, so who knows what happens, eh?
Danny Jones, a lot of action happening with the emerging province team at the moment. I nearly said the emerging box.
Well, some of them will be emerging box in a few years' time.
You're looking forward to that?
Definitely. Look, they're playing down in Saldanha.
Yeah.
They won the first game. They beat Boland 15 team, and they'll be playing against Eastern Province.
Yeah.
So yeah, we believe we will win.
Well, listen, nice to have you on the show, and of course we'll see you again next week.
Definitely.
Well, hopefully next week if the rain doesn't wash us out. Mr. H, thanks to you. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Masi Pumelele against Blue Jets.
We'll be there.
Ga je daar wees?
Ek sal daar wees.
Hulle gooi 'n lekker koue en daar in daai klein kombuisie, né?
Okay.
And Morgan Newman, good luck over the weekend.
Thanks, James. Keep up.
There you go, folks. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. And remember, on Facebook, you can spot the ball competition. We'll be throwing it out there. www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. From me and the rest of the panel, have a fantastic rugby weekend, and we hope that you stay dry. We'll see you in a mo. Not in a mo. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.